If your dog's fur has grown so long, it covers their paw pads and it's preventing them of gaining traction on surfaces, it's time to give them a trim. Today I'm going to teach you how to remove fur from paw pads, demonstrating on my cavoodle Soda. You'll need either a pair of straight scissors or a pair of clippers. I prefer to use my Heineken clippers with a 10 blade for the large dogs I groom, such as poodles, groodles, labradoodles, and border collies. Since Soda has small feet, I find these to be a bit too big and bulky, so I prefer to use my mini trimmers. Now these ones here are Sheer Magic mini trimmers. I absolutely love them. They're amazing. They're really cheap, they're small, and they can get into those little hard to reach places like armpits. I use them on every dog I groom. I use them to shave poodle feet, use it on their sanitary areas. I use it to get mats out from behind their ears. I highly recommend them. I will link to them in the description below. Believe it or not, you're less likely to cut a dog using mini trimmers or clippers compared to scissors. I've seen some grooming injuries caused by scissors. You can accidentally cut a dog's paw pad with the tips of the scissors. So I highly recommend, if you do use a pair of straight scissors, please get a pair that has a rounded tip. It's a little bit more safe. I'm also going to use a belly strap on Soda. I'll show you how to use this, but in a nutshell, you just put it underneath her belly, clip it to the grooming table, and this will keep her still. I use this on Soda because she tends to sit down when I groom her back feet, and I don't have anyone else around to hold her. I'm also going to use a slip lead. So with a slip lead, you just put this around your dog's neck, then I'll tie a slip knot to the top of the grooming table, and this will also keep Soda still and secure. Now, if your dog does try and sit down when you lift their back feet, when you're ready to groom them, what you can do is use a belly strap if you don't have someone else around to help you hold your dog. With a belly strap, if you have a grooming table, there's a couple of hooks up here. What you can do is just attach it up the top here. You gently put the belly strap underneath their belly and clip it in here. There's two adjustment straps here, one on each side of the dog. What you can do is just pull them a bit tighter so it's just comfortable around your dog's belly. You don't want their legs to be sort of up in the air, you don't want them to be on their tippy toes, you want their feet to still be flat on the surface. You want it to be loose enough so they are comfortable, but they can't sit down when you're picking up their back feet. Now the other thing I'm going to do for Soda is I'm going to secure her head, because what can happen is if you're working on the back legs, they can turn their head around and they can try and lick where you're scissoring or using their clippers, which could obviously cause an injury. So with my grooming table, I had a couple of these attachments come with it. I don't like using these because there's no quick release if they do accidentally fall off the table. So what I use is a slip lead. I just gently put it around the dog's head, and then I tie a slip knot up here. Now what's great about this is if your dog does fall off the table, this is what happens. There's a quick release, so if they fall off, they're not going to be hanging off the table, they won't damage their head, they'll just fall to the floor. Okay, it's time to start grooming. So what I like to do is I like to start with the back feet. I find the back feet, because they're out of their sign of vision, they do have that mentality out of sight, out of mind, and they're not so fussy when you groom them. Whereas when you get to the front feet, they can be a little bit fussy. So if this is your first time grooming your dog, start with the back feet just to see how they react. Now what you're going to do is you're going to lift up your dog's back foot. Just hold it gently by the hock. Just let it hang there in your hand. If you are using scissors, make sure you've got your straight scissors and they do have a blunt end. Rest your scissors across the top of the paw pads and snip that excess fur off. Now I'm not going to do it because I'm going to shave these. Soda doesn't have that much fur, so if your dog has heaps of fur and you can't see the paw pads, just use your fingers to brush the fur up. And remember, just use your fingers to identify whether it's fur or paw pad before you snip. Never snip blind because you can accidentally cut their paws. So once resting your scissors on the paws, snip off this excess fur between the small pads and the large one. You're going to do it on the other side, and you're going to do it on the back here, and any sort of excess fur around the smaller pads. You're not going to go in between the paw pads. They have webbing in there. It's very delicate skin. You don't want to accidentally cut it. So just keep your scissors across the paw pad. It does mean if you are using scissors, you will have to trim this more regularly because it will grow much faster than whether you're using mini trimmers, but both methods are quite effective. So I'm going to use mini trimmers. Soda's going to come back for me. Now, lifting by the hock, letting the paw rest in your hand. So this means it relaxes the paw pads. You can see them sort of opening up a little bit more. You can see in between the toes. What I'm going to do is use my mini trimmers. You can see there's like a V here around the larger paw pads. Gently go in here and scoop the fur out. You're going to do that twice. Then you're going to scoop on the other side twice. And then next you're going to flip your clippers around, trimmers around, and scoop back towards you twice. Now we're only doing it twice because the first time you will miss some fur, but you don't want to do it more than twice because you can really irritate the skin and they can get razor burned, they can get itchy, which can cause them to lick it. So it doesn't have to be perfect. This is home grooming. There can be some fur still left in there. Now, once you've done the two V's, Soda, it's okay. We're going to glide the clippers along the smaller pads and remove all this fur here. And we're also going to remove the fur up the top here. This fur here, we're just going to shave that off as well. So now I'll turn my clippers on and demonstrate for you. When you do first turn your clippers on, make sure you turn them on and show them to your dog. So bring them up to your dog's face, let them sniff the clippers, let them hear the noise, and then you can get started, just so they can get a little bit more comfortable. Okay, here we go. Soda. Good girl. Now turn her around. I'll lift up the hock. And I'll do my first two scoops on this side. One, two. Now I'm going to do it on the other side. One, so two. Great. Just hold her tail out of the way there. Now I'm going to gently run the clippers along the small pads. Just get rid of any excess fur here. You can start at the top just beneath the nail and then glide your clippers forward. So, okay. There you go. Soda. Up, up, up. And then we're going to remove the fur, the top here. And come back and scoop towards you. Hope you can see that. Just watching her tail. And there you go. Her paw pad is clean. So this will last for about 6 to 8 weeks, and then you'll need to shave the paw again. Next we'll groom her other back paw. So we turn the clippers on, and 2 big scoops on this side, 2 big scoops on this side, and then we'll reverse the clippers and scoop back towards us. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now we'll glide the clippers along the small pads to remove any excess fur here. And then we'll we'll just shave the top of the large paw pad here. Now you can just feel with your finger in between the big paw pad here and the smaller ones. There's a tiny bit more fur here. Just going to quickly get that out very gently. Okay, there you go. So remember to be very gentle with the mini clippers. These clippers shave a lot closer to the skin than, say, the bigger clippers with the 10 blade. So be very gentle when you're gliding along the paw pads. Okay, so that's back feet done. Now we can do the front feet. There you go guys, all 4 paws have been shaved on soda. Give it a go, whether you try with scissors or mini clippers, and let me know how you go. Thanks for watching.